Lie number 4. Sexual sin is a private matter and does not affect anyone else. What I do by myself, if it's consensual and not hurting anyone, is not a bad thing. Au contraire, naive teenager. Do you not know that he who unites himself with a prostitute is one with her in, there it is again, body? For it is said, the two will become one flesh. But whoever is united with the Lord is one with him in spirit. What's the point Paul's saying? He's saying sexual sin has consequences because God made sex powerful as a bonding agent, and it always works. You can't turn the nature of sex off when participating in illicit sex. You know the word game of the enemy, where he takes beautiful things and makes them sound ugly, and takes ugly things and makes them sound beautiful? Here's one for you: casual sex. There literally is no such thing. I mean, you can treat it casually, but there are devastating effects happening if you're exercising that powerful gift outside of God's design, full stop. But she asked for it, or he asked for it. It was consensual. No, but okay. There's a kid. Grew up, a sprinkling of porn in his childhood. Not a big deal. Buddies, dads of friends, magazines over at the house under the bed. Not a big deal. Just occasionally, whenever he wanted it. Found a pretty girl, got married. She had a baby, some complicated issues. So you know what? Hey, you got to take care of some needs. So porn comes back into the story, and then porn becomes a part of a story. But it's not a big deal. Just a magazine here, a glance there, a movie there. Hey, I'm a man. This is to be expected. Don't come at me with your legalistic rules. More kids come. Pretty soon, not only do I have the ability, I have the right and indulging in this right and participating in this, porn, whatever. Kids, then grandkids. Pretty soon the return on porn isn't what it used to be. The wife isn't looking like what she used to be. And so now a few perversions start creeping into the expressions of sexual sin and so on and so forth. And then one day that young man that started with small things, just dabbling with the small things, finds himself at 74 standing in his garage contemplating whether he should take his life or not. And if you want to know the answer to the question that he posed himself that day, I talked to his grandson who walked in and found his dead body on the ground. Because it had just been exposed that he had sexually molested all of his grandchildren. 14 marriages under his household as children and grandchildren, everyone in divorce. And the man I talked to lost his marriage a few years later. Now you're like, that must be the outlier story, Josh. No, that is the average story everywhere. The outlier story is a man walking in sexual integrity and purity, and a woman walking in sexual integrity and purity, and them getting married, and him successfully guarding her, protecting her, and her keeping herself for him, and they fight the wolves of temptation for 55 years, and then that provides a blanket of freedom for their children, and their children grow up and make those same decisions, and then their grandchildren grow up and make those same decisions. That family's the outlier. The normal story behind the curtain of almost every family you know is the first story I told. I dare you to stand in the presence of that broken grandson who had no respect for his dad, who looked up to his grandpa, who taught him how to do woodworking and canoeing until he found out his grandpa was a pervert who was in bondage, in slavery to sexual sin. He let into his life as a 14-year-old and had violated all of his cousins. You stand before that guy and say, sexual sin's a private matter and doesn't affect anyone else. I dare you. See, pastors have convictions about things because we get given permission to go behind the curtain of reality in everyone's life. And I'm telling you what is reality in everyone's life apart from the saving, miraculous power of Jesus Christ. Your working assumption is that everyone you know outside of Christ is in sexual bondage and sin. Full stop. It is only those who have the power of Christ who have a prayer of being set free, and that's the real deal. Hey everybody, hope you found that helpful. If you would like to watch the sermon that clip came from, you can go here, check it out. As well, if you'd like to watch more Bible teaching, you can go to my YouTube channel. And if you would like more free resources for your family, your marriage, and how to be a stronger man, you can go to strongmannation.com. Check it out.